What is up, Super Fam and Bro Vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. On today's news flash, we're going to be discussing a wide variety of all the nerdy and pop culture news that has come out this week, the last week, today, because we playing a little bit of catch up too. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic time. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little chilly, so that's why I got a coat on in my room today, because it's freezing cold in here for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it's definitely chilly. I hope everyone's having a fantabulous tastic day today. As I have already said, I am your host, Sensei Finito, so make sure you go and follow me on all of the social medias to stay up to date with all the things that I be talking about and be doing and just different stuff like that. If you guys want to stay up to date with all of the latest nerdy news and all of that other stuff like that, you can follow us on our social media account at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with the latest news, movie reviews, and all that other content that we post there daily. I appreciate everyone, and I hope everyone's having a lovely Wednesday today. It is Wednesday, right? Yes, it is Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a lovely Wednesday today. We're going to talk about a lot of nerdy things, as I have already aforementioned. um, but one of the first things that I really do want to talk about, amongst other things, is Avatar: The Way of Water is coming out tomorrow. It is dropping tomorrow. Me and my wife, we already have tickets for the 3 p.m. showing. We have an IMAX 3D, of course. I am really ecstatic to check this movie out. I think this movie is going to be amazing. I really do. I think this movie is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what this show has to offer for us, man. Not this show, but the movie has to offer for us. After so many years from the last movie, it's going to be amazing to be able to check out this movie and see just how the technology and all that type of stuff has changed over the years. Is it better? Is it worse? I think that's a video that I kind of want to do something on. How CGI was back in the day versus how it is now, and it's really insane the humongous difference that there is in just not even just I'm not even talking like creativity wise. I'm just talking like how good stuff used to look in the 2000s before we got to where we are now. And it's kind of wild to think that we don't, it's only kind of gone down in quality, where you think things would be like ultra realistic. When you actually look at things side by side, it's not. But I'm thinking this Avatar: The Way of Water movie is actually going to be pretty incredible. I'm super here for it. I'm super ready for it. It's been a long time coming. I honestly didn't remember the movie that much, and so me and my wife had we went and rewatched it when it had came out, when it was re-released. Saw that one IMAX 3D, and it was amazing. So I'm hoping that this movie can really capitalize on a lot of those things. So let me know if you guys have your tickets to Avatar: The Way of Water, and if you don't, let me know why not, and all that good stuff. And with all that being said, let's jump into chat and see how you guys are doing today. Do you listen to Arctic Monkeys? Yo, what's up with the pina colada? I hope you're having a good one today. And I think I did listen to the Arctic Monkeys when I was younger, but I honestly have not listened to the Arctic Monkeys. I can legitimately say in years, like at least for sure since I've been an adult, I haven't listened to Arctic Monkeys, and I'm pretty sure I did listen to Arctic Monkeys though when I was younger. Plant vs Zombies, Garden Warfare, is better than COD, Battlefield, Apex, and every other shooter ever. Yeah, Garden Warfare is pretty fun. My son likes it a lot. Not my cup of tea though. Marisu, what's up with it? How you doing, Marisu? How you doing today? I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a good hump day. Hump day. I hope everyone's vibing, yo. It's been a pretty good hump day for me. I can't lie. I was in a meeting earlier this morning, talked about some W things. Just a lot of stuff going on this year, and a lot of 2022 has been a wild year. There's been ups, there's been downs, and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I think 2023 is going to be a crazy year for all the stuff that I have planned. Not just for this channel, but also for just me and the stuff that I got going on and everything. I'm just really excited to see what's about to be going on. So yeah, let's see. Uh, yeah. So I hope everyone's doing good, having a good time. Shout out to you guys. Let's see. I remembered that I'm seeing them live next year, and in the past week they've shot up to my number one on Spotify of the last month. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I like I said, man, I haven't heard of like I haven't even heard anyone talk about the Arctic Monkeys in years, yo. So like that's wild. But yeah, I didn't know that they were still doing concerts type of thing. I feel like so that's dope though. I might be thinking of someone else, but I think I'm talking about. I think we're both talking about the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, guys, I haven't seen the first Avatar. Please don't revoke my nerd license. Oh nah, for you, Marisu. Like I'm not gonna lie. If it was anyone else, I might have to revoke the license. But you're such an avid nerd on every other aspect of nerddom, like it doesn't even really, like Avatar doesn't, it doesn't even matter that you really haven't seen the first one. I think you would like it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be. I think you would like it, but I also think you'd kind of dissect it a little bit. You know what I mean? I think you'd be a little a dissecting Susie with that movie. I'm not gonna lie. And it'd be like that for some movies, but like when I like that movie a lot. But when I watched Atlantis, the Disney movie, I was like, there's a lot of similarities here. You know what I mean? So, just looking at that movie, it's like, yes, that movie is amazing and groundbreaking and all this other stuff, but it's not like we've never seen that story before. You know what I mean? The movie itself is so big and so critically acclaimed and all of these things, and I don't think it's for the movie, it's for the graphics, it's for the CGI, it's for the world of Pandora, it's for all that extra stuff. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about the plot that's in the movie. Unfortunately, that's really not what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, because that's been done before a lot. It's been done a lot. That story has been done multiple times. And like I said, like I hadn't seen Atlantis, the Disney movie before, and it's on Disney Plus, and me and my wife watched it, and I was like, this is Avatar. I was like, yo, this is Avatar. They're going to a land that they don't like, they're going to a place they don't know. It's for this resource that they need. The main dude falls in love with the girl of the tribe. It's the general guy that is the one to initiate all the beef that's going on. It's like there are multiple things that go on with that, and it's like this is literally the same story at the core, and it blew my mind a little bit, and I was like, yo, this is like the same story at the core, but I'm not gonna lie, I liked Atlantis a little bit better when I watched that. I like the way that the story was executed in that movie more. That's just me. I might be alone on that hill, but like I'm saying, when it comes to those story beats, it hits the literal same plot points, my guy. Like there's literally no difference. Like all the way down to the girl is teaching bruh about the land, and then he's the one that figures something else out. Like, bro, literally the same story beats. So that's why I can't wait to see Avatar: The Way of Water tomorrow. And like I said, we have our tickets for it. You'll get my out of theater review for it. That'll be up on the channel tomorrow as well. So I'm not here to say Avatar: The Way of Water isn't good, because it is, but I mean Avatar: The Way of Water. I mean the first Avatar movie isn't good, because it is, but I feel like Avatar: The Way of Water has the capabilities to actually stand on its own 2 feet and not have a story that's been regurgitated like multiple times. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that I know we're Marvel bros, but I don't want to keep bringing up Marvel. But it's like one thing about Marvel is when you watch those movies, especially within Phase 4, it's not the same story beats in every movie, right? I think that's one thing that a lot of people didn't like, and some people did like about She-Hulk. They're trying to switch up the plot points of the movie. It's like, let's not do the same thing over and over again, But with change, they had to do some experimentation, and not a lot of people like the experimentation. I'm okay with it, but that's kind of what I feel about this movie here, and the preceding movies that we're supposed to get when it comes to Avatar, the Avatar cinematic universe. I don't even know what to call it. I also don't think it should be called Avatar, but that's just me. Well, that's a whole nother thing. But it's just really interesting to me that we are getting this movie so many years later, and they have like 5 other Avatar movies that they're planning on doing as well. And am I here for it? Yes. Am I gonna see all of them? Most likely, yeah. I am. But I'm just like, I'm really worried that this movie is going to literally be the same exact thing as the first one. I was on the field of not wanting any humans in this movie. Like, I didn't want any, like, when we first heard that this was coming out, I was like, I hope we're not doing the same, humans are fighting to get the resource still type of thing, and they're coming back to try and do it again. It's like, bro, I really hope that's not what's happening, because I don't care about that story, like, at all. I don't care about the unobtainium stuff. Like, all of that is really, like, that shit is really stupid to me. So I'm hoping that we actually get like world building and actual lore for Pandora, because it's like, that is the shit that we're all here for. We're here for Pandora. We're not here for unobtainium. We're not here for all this. We're not here for any of that. We are here solely for the Na'vi and for what Pandora can hold. And now that we're gonna have this new civilization introduced, I'm really hyped to see what's going to go on with them and how all of that is going to work. And I hope that we don't just get the water version of the first movie. So, yeah, I just really don't want to get the water version of the first movie, and I don't know how else to say that. But yeah, that's my little rant about Avatar, The Way of Water, and what I kind of don't want from that movie. We've seen a lot of that stuff before, and as I already said, Atlantis did it better. So let's hope that The Way of Water is a completely different movie. What's up with it, brother? My guy Renato says, you're not alone. It is better. I believe you're saying that Atlantis is better than the original Avatar. And yeah, Avatar is definitely not about the story, because the story is weak. I think the story actually is the best when we're going through that transition period of Jake actually becoming the Na'vi, right? Like, when the lady scientist, what happens to her, and they try to transfer her consciousness into the other Na'vi, that is when, like, the movie really starts. It's like, okay, this is lit. Like, all of the Na'vi scenes are amazing. Every time he's a human, it's trash. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just was not there for any of that stuff. So I'm really hoping that Avatar: The Way of Water is able to make a splash. Yeah, I said it. I said it. You'll like that, Mary Sue. You'll like that little jokey joke. I hope Avatar: The Way of Water is truly able to make a splash, because we need it to. I need it to, because I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of the same thing happening in all these movies. The new album came out a month ago? Okay. I feel like I'm slowly getting more nerdish, but I want to be a full-fledged one, You're definitely becoming more nerdy, Pina Colada, and we're going to help you every day become more and more of a nerd. Yo, shout out to Derp for becoming a sponsor of Marvel Bros. I don't know if you dropped some coin or something, Derpy, but shout out to you, Derp. Maybe you renewed your Marvel Bros membership. Shout out to you, Derpy. I don't even know if you're in here right now. Sponsor, that's right. Sorry, bro, you're definitely getting Waterworld first movie. LOL. Nah, bruh. Nah, man. Nah, bruh. We're not. I think that James Cameron is gonna do a far better job with the second movie than the first one. Like, I really do. I think he spent that. I think he went with a story that was easily just accepted. I don't want to say accepted, but he went with a story that's well known. It's easily comprehensible, so people would actually be able to get fully in depth with Avatar, right? With the Na'vi and Pandora. So now that we are fully in depth with the Na'vi and Pandora, hopefully we can get way more of that, right? So Like, let's really hope that's what we're gonna get with this movie, and it's not just, oh hey, like, bro, there's other avatars going on. Like, I don't know, and that's what I don't understand why it's still called Avatar. Like, I don't know why it's called Avatar. It's not an Avatar anymore. Like, bruh is the Navi now. So it's like, what's gonna go on here? You know, what are we doing? Is my guy gonna get back into his body or something? Like, I don't know. Gee, I'm really nervous for these. I'm really nervous for this movie. I'm hyped for it, but I'm really nervous for it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna break all types of records and box office numbers and shit like that. But when it comes to the movie, I just, if it's like, and I'm gonna be very honest, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with it, like I'm honest with everything. So if it's just the repeat, I'm gonna say this is just the same exact movie. It's just a reskin, it's a resleeve, it's a recolor, and I'm not here for that. Um, I mean, when I'm getting comics and Funkos and that for Christmas, I think that shows that it's happening. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You're already very nerdy, my G, and we're just gonna keep on raising that nerd level around here, baby. You already know what it is, Pina Colada. So I'm interested to hear, some of your guys' first thoughts and stuff like that when it comes to Avatar: The Way of Water. I'm gonna kind of end my rant there. I haven't talked about the movie a lot just because I haven't, but now that the movie's about to come out tomorrow, I would definitely wanted to, like, honestly give my true thoughts about the first movie and how I feel going into this movie. So yeah, we can move on unless you guys have anything else to add when it comes to Avatar: The Way of Water. All right, so moving on. If you guys are, not new around here, then you know that Loki is literally my favorite Disney Plus show that they made. Loki is my number one for the Disney Plus shows. I know everyone else loves WandaVision as their favorite. I'm not one of those people. Moon Knight was almost my favorite until the kaiju battle, and then I was like, okay, goodbye. Like, once the kaiju battle happened, I kind of forgot about Moon Knight. I'm not gonna lie. Once the hippo started talking, that, like, Moon Knight just turned into something else in my brain, and then, like, ever since then, I just kind of haven't. I don't, Moon Knight didn't hit expectations like it was supposed to. Same with a lot of the other Disney Plus shows. I'm currently doing my rewatch. I've already rewatched WandaVision, Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. I've already rewatched those Disney Plus shows, and I love them. I love them. I love them all now. Like, I love them a lot. But Loki is still at the top for me. But WandaVision, I do have a way better appreciation of with the second watch through. I have a high appreciation of it. I'm pretty sure it's hard to believe that WandaVision is so old. I can't believe WandaVision came out like 2 years ago or like a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, I keep thinking that WandaVision like just came out. But it came out last year at the beginning of the year, so WandaVision is about to be 2 years old. Like, that's insane to me to even think about, right? So, the fact that we're going to get what we're getting with the future of Disney Plus, and with Loki season 2 is happening this year. And I believe Loki is the only show, other than What If, Loki is the only show. Loki and What If are the only shows that I believe that were confirmed to have season 2s. Because Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to the movie for Captain America, and Falcon is Captain America now, and he's going to be in his movie. The Winter Soldier is now part of the Thunderbolts, so he's not going to be in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier anymore. And then Vision's dead. And we have White Vision having his own show. And then we also get what's the other spin? We're getting a couple spinoffs from WandaVision. We're getting 3 of them, actually. We're getting White Vision, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. I keep wanting to say House of Harkness. I like that name way more than Coven of Chaos. Coven of Chaos just doesn't roll off the tongue. And then Wonder Man, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Wonder Man is like a loose spinoff from that as well. So that's all awesome. But with Loki, man, I I don't even know how we're gonna do a season 2 because Loki. What happened in Loki is the reason why the multiverse saga was the multiverse saga really started with with the post-credit scene of WandaVision, but it really started with Loki and what Sylvie and Loki did when they murdered Kang. So murdering Kang starts this multiversal war, not even the multiversal saga, but the whole multiversal war is started because of that one event. So with that being said, Loki season 2, we got a actress that has been cast in this show, and this casting has me really hyped for this show. Not just because of who it is, but I mean, yeah, because of who it is. Honestly, it has a lot to do with who it is. It's. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. My bad. I thought I had that ready for you guys. I was about to pop it up. You see that? I thought I had it ready. I always forget I gotta open this stupid Logic Capture app. Okay, here we go. Let's flip that back. And let's make it big. Ooh, that's what she said. All right. And then give it some zoom. Blam. Bow. There we go. We got Kate Dickie from Game of Thrones has been cast as a villain in season 2 of Loki. And it says a villain. A villain. This says a villain. We really need to pay attention to the terminology that has been used, okay? She has been cast as a villain. If we remember correctly, okay, and I'll just talk about Kate Dickie for a second. Kate Dickie was awesome in Game of Thrones. I have only seen the first season of Game of Thrones so far, and I like her character. I'm not gonna lie, her character is crazy, batshit crazy at that. And you know, the whole son being breastfed at like 9 years old is definitely wild. But still, I really like her character, and I really like what she does in Game of Thrones. So I'm happy to see her coming into, coming into Loki, because I'm pretty sure she's going to be amazing. And I'm really liking that Disney and Star Wars and a lot of other people are getting a hold of these Game of Thrones characters. I'm just not happy that we're not getting Game of Thrones level content with these characters. We're not getting the dialogue. We're not getting all this other stuff that's really needed when you have characters like this, and it's just not hitting, unfortunately. But I think if she can really go crazy anywhere, it's going to be here. It's going to be in Loki, because Loki had some of the best things go down in it, right? And the reason why and the reason why before I said we really need to pay attention to the terms of villain is because we talked about this this year earlier, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But we talked about what this means for not what this means, but who the villains may be in Loki, right? Loki season 2. I don't know if you guys remember this, and this was around when San Diego Comic-Con, I believe, was happening, right? We were talking about this, heavily. And the announcement or the rumor at the time was that the Squadron Supreme was going to be the main villains in Loki season 2, and that was when we were hearing a lot about Henry Cavill supposedly taking the role as Hyperion in the MCU for the Squadron Supreme. And then we also heard that the Squadron Supreme in Loki season 2 was going to be working directly for Kang the Conqueror, or at least whoever that Kang variant will be that we're going to have in Loki season 2. It may very well be that that we see the Kang from the quantum realm or whatever the hell is happening in Loki season 2. And I have no doubt in my mind that the events from Ant-Man Quantumania are going to matter in Loki season 2. I just don't doubt that at all. But so yeah, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main members for the Squadron Supreme. I have the big book of Marvel right here, you guys. That's what I'm looking at. Just in case anyone's wondering what the hell I'm looking down at. I got the big book of Marvel right here. I got the big book of Marvel with the Squadron Supreme. Wait, where's it at? Wait, right there. With the Squadron Supreme, if you see, and I'm thinking that it's very possible for her to be one of these people. And I think it's going to be the lady that's standing right there next to Hyperion if you see her. But I don't know for sure, though. She may very well be like a TVA agent that takes over for old girl, that we had in there before. It may be very well that that's who she is. But if she is Power Princess, who has enhanced strength and is a skilled warrior, I wouldn't be upset with that, right? I wouldn't be upset with that. But it just seems like we're gonna have more than one villain in Loki season 2. So that's what we can, we can at least theorize off of that, is that it's very possible that we do see a little bit more of that Squadron Supreme. If we hear any other announcements about more villains being in Loki season 2, then I think it would be safe to assume that we may see that Squadron Supreme come into play in some way, shape, or form. And I think the Squadron Supreme would be amazing to come in. We've talked about how Phase 4, like, not even just Phase 4, but towards the end of the Infinity Saga, the only thing that was happening is we were getting ramped up with powerhouses in the MCU. And then now that we're going into the multiversal saga, and Phase 4 has just ended, that's the same thing that Phase 4 did. It put even more powerhouses into the MCU. And not just that, it put hella more characters into the MCU. I don't know if you guys noticed, but every single Disney Plus show that we had introduced at least two new characters, at least two new characters. With WandaVision, we got their kids that got introduced. They're both powerhouses in their own right. I know they're not here right now, but they're definitely coming back. Don't think that Wicked and Speed are done just because of what happened in WandaVision. They're coming back. Scarlet Witch got ramped up to actually be her normal power level. So that was another, and then we got White Vision. White Vision doesn't really count because he's just Vision, but that is still a new character. We have Wonder Man coming soon. We know that we got Scar, the son of Hulk, introduced in She-Hulk, right? And a plethora of characters were introduced in She-Hulk as well. We have powerhouses right now. We have powerhouses in the MCU, and it only would make sense that we would get a little bit more powerhouses, and when that being the Squadron Supreme. And I believe that's the strat, man. I believe that's the strat, bringing in the Squadron Supreme. I know a lot of people have been talking about Sentry being introduced. I'm not sure where that comes from. I don't know if that's going to really happen. But I'm here for it. And I'm pretty sure the announcements or the rumors was that Sentry would be kind of like that. The Homelander. I couldn't think of Bruh's name from The Boys, but Homelander type of character. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that. I think that's something that we need in the MCU, especially with the rumors that, Harrison Ford as General Thunderbolt Ross is going to actually be President Thunderbolt Ross in the future of the MCU and be Red Hulk. Like, all of these things are making me think that we're about to get into a crazy thing other than Kang, what's going on with Kang and Secret Wars. Like, yeah, everything is leading to that, but it's something a little bit bigger because we're getting too many powerhouses. So I just wanted to once again drop some tidbits of knowledge here and there and nerd out with you guys, theorize about some stuff. Let me know how you guys are thinking about this, and what do you think about Kate Dickie being cast as a villain, not the main villain, but a villain in Loki season 2. Yo, what's up with the Team Samurai? How you doing, G? I hope you're having a good one today. Welcome into the chat. Call me Jay. What's up with the Jay? How you doing? I think Moon Knight is confirmed too. You're right. I did forget. We did get that little video of Moon Knight and the director and someone else on the boat in Egypt. So yeah, I think that was for season 2. I forgot all about that. Yeah, but I don't think it was confirmed. I don't think it's been like 100% confirmed. Like Marvel hasn't came out and said it confirmed type of thing is what I mean. Would you say that Secret Invasion is a spinoff? No, Secret Invasion is its own thing. If Secret Invasion is a spinoff, it would technically be a spinoff from Captain Marvel, but I don't think it's a spinoff. I just think it's a controlled show. Um, so yeah, that's cool. I'm happy that Ki Hui Kwan got cast in Loki season 2. I just have no clue as to who he would play. Yeah, I think I saw that just before I went live as well. Kwa Kwa has been cast. Ki Hua, my bad, had been cast in there. Uh, oh, excuse me. So yeah, I'm here for that. I don't know who he would be either. I think it would be a good choice to kind of put him probably somewhere in the TVA as well. Um, I'm really interested as to what the hell is going to go on with Loki season 2. Like, I think that's the biggest confusion for me is like I don't even know what that season what it's gonna look like. Are like is Loki just gonna act like none of this shit happened and just be going on missions with bro? Like I can't. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, is it gonna still be the same buddy cop type of vibe? Obviously, because he's still in the TVA from the stuff that we've seen. But it's like, why is he still in the TVA? Why are the TVA looking for like what is going on here, right? Mobius obviously forgot everything that happened. So it's like, what's happening here? Did Sylvie forget what's happening too? Why didn't Loki forget what's happening? So there's a lot of questions that I have going into season 2 for Loki, and I am highly looking forward to that. I am highly anticipating Loki season 2, and I hope you guys are as well. So let me know how you're feeling about Loki and all that good stuff. Did you guys like Loki? And my thing is, are we gonna see Kang? That's really what I'm really like kind of not nervous about, but that's really what I want to know. Is like what's happening there? Is Kang, you know what I mean? Like what is Kang doing? Like is Kang here? Is Kang not here? I just really want to know. Um all right. On to a little bit of DC stuff. Let's talk about the Batman. Let's talk about James Gunn. Okay. Uh so reports came out. Let's see if I can find this. Reports that come out about the Batman and James Gunn that supposedly James Gunn wanted to have the Batman in the DCU. Like in the new DCU that James Gunn's going to be, James Gunn and Peter Safran are helming together. Supposedly, they want, him want that to happen. And I think this one came at us from Variety. So let's see about what this had to say. What they had to say. Boom. Here we go. I was just looking for it. Variety says right here, Gunn and Safran are keeping those plans closely guarded, but they still managed to make waves after news broke on December 7th that Warner Bros. Was not moving forward with director Patty Jenkins' plans for a sequel to Wonder Woman 1984. We're also going to talk about Wonder Woman in a second. How this happened depends on who to talk to. Insiders at the studio say it's up to Jenkins, suggesting blah, 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 blah. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. Jenkins said DC is obviously buried in changes. I don't care about that. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. This is still one of the biggest things that I think DC is going to have to tackle, and I think if it's done right, that DC has the possibility of actually being what they want to be. Because for us for the fans of the MCU, this is kind of what we thought was happening for a little while there. When we heard about the Marvel Avengers game coming out and all that type of stuff, before we got to see that the characters look nothing like their MCU counterparts. That's what we were kind of thinking. We were like, oh shit, it's about to go down. We're about to get MCU stuff across multiple things. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening at all. So if DC can do that, bro, people are going to be here for it. People are going to be on board. People are going to sign up because I know I would. I know I am going to. If I can watch a movie that has Superman in it, and Batman, or I can watch a Justice League movie and all this shit is happening in the Justice League movie, and then I can go and watch Peacemaker on HBO Max, and then they talk about the shit that was happening in that movie, and then I can go and play the Suicide Squad video game, and in that video game they're talking about the stuff that's in Peacemaker and in the movie. Bro, there's nothing that beats that. And then I can go play and I can go watch a cartoon with my son afterwards that's also in the same universe with the same character. That's it. If they do that, I'm not going to say that they win, but that's what everyone wants. I think that's one thing that Star Wars does. Star Wars does that, and that's what everyone loves Star Wars about. You know, everything is cohesive. You play the video games, but the thing that Star Wars, the reason why it sucks that even though Star Wars does it, is it's because none of the shit that they do is ever cohesive. They retcon everything they do when they do it. It's like, oh yeah, I know Order 66 killed all the Jedis, but oh yeah, this Jedi survived, this Jedi survived, this Jedi survived, this person technically isn't a Jedi, so they didn't even count. It's like, bro, okay, all right. You know, it gets a little bit too much. But if they can handle this properly to where it's cohesive and there's connective tissue, we're all going to be here for it. In the end, the drawbacks of the transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what he has worked on. Is this the right article? Am I set tripping? So now Gunn and Safran must thread a near impossible needle. They have to decide how or whether to integrate these projects into their new DC universe. Oh, my bad. Here we go. The transition period is no small thing. Warner Bros. Has there's four DC properties on its film slate in 2023. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which shouldn't have been pushed back, The Flash in June, Blue Beetle in August, and Aquaman The Lost Kingdom in December. Safran is a producer on each film other than The Flash, but these titles were conceived, developed, and greenlit under the previous leadership at the studio and at DC Films. So now Gunn and Safran must thread a near impossible needle. They have to decide how or whether to integrate these projects into the new DC universe, while also deciding when and how to tell the public about what's in store for the new DC. If they announce their plans too early, any of the legacy titles that are the last hurrah for that iteration of the franchise could be seen as old news before they even premiere. But controlling the flow of the news about DC has been a vexing challenge given to a ferocious. Okay, all that extra shit. Okay, let's see. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in service of the DC characters. We know you cherish, and we know we have our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of DC, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. And I think that's a really good thing to say, I guess. You know what I mean? And the oh nope, that's not what it was that I was looking for. Where's it at? Damn, is it that old? Nah, it ain't that old. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. Whoop. Okay, but anyway, so the reports was that the Batman was going to be that they were looking to try and make the Batman be part of the new DCU that they're looking at. That's what people were saying. But James Gunn came out and denied the reports that they are considering the possibility of bringing Pattinson into their wider DCU. It's just not happening. They're not doing it. They don't want that to happen, and I'm pretty sure we don't want that to happen as fans either. I don't think any other superhero really fits in that universe other than the Batman and his villains. Maybe Robin, maybe like the Bat Fam, I could see happening in there, but really not really. It's just, yeah, it's not the same. But it is the same because I feel like the Batman feels a lot like the animated Batman movies that are a part of the DC animated universe, I guess you can say. I really feel like all of that is very cohesive with each other. So, am I upset? No. Am I here for it? Yeah. I can't wait to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to do over there. I think they're going to I think they're going to bring their A game amongst everything else. I think they're really going to hit the ground running, and I like me some James Gunn. James Gunn is a really good director, and everything that he knows nerd. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I can say there. He knows nerd. He is a nerd himself, so it's going to be really dope to see how he handles DC going forward. Okay, and now let's talk about the Patty Jenkins thing, right? The Patty Jenkins not being on with Wonder Woman anymore. Because I saw that in there. Like, I'm not sure if this announcement means that Patty that she's just not going to do the Wonder Woman 3 movie and someone else is going to do the Wonder Woman 3 movie, or if this means that there's not going to be a Wonder Woman 3 at all. I really don't know I don't know what they're saying about that. Let's see. And then Patty Jenkins had released a statement about all of the stuff because people were saying like, oh, she left for this reason, for that reason, just a bunch of shit people were just making up and talking out their ass. And that happens sometimes, but then when people start believing, the people that are talking out their ass, that's when the issue comes about. So let's see, man. I'm about to start sweating in here. Now I got the heat on. Man, I'm scrolling a lot. Where is the article at? Let's see. Wonder Woman 3. Okay. All right, here we go. Before we get into the clear up, because we're going to talk about the clear up as well, of course. But before we get into the clear up, oh my God. Okay, so this is what the headlines read. Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman 3 treatment a no-go under new plan. Peter Safran, James Gunn, DC administration. Axing comes a day after Gal Gadot's hopeful tweets for sequel. Didn't know about that part. So the article reads in the first big bold move by the new heads of DC, Deadline confirmed that they've put the kibosh on Patty Jenkins' treatment for Wonder Woman 3. The filmmaker was expected to hand in a screenplay, we understand, and instead the new bosses got pieces of paper that just weren't suitable. All of this goes down a day after a curious tweet from Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot, who thanked fans and told them can't wait to share her next chapter with you. It's an obvious sign that Gunn and Safran are wanting to start anew and clear the Warner Bros. Deck of the previous Zack Snyder designed DC franchises. What's next? A complete recasting of DC heroes. That said, the duo haven't made it known to studio insiders what their grand design is for other DC characters. This take on Wonder Woman 3 just wasn't suitable at this time. Which makes sense. I'm not going to lie. It does make sense. Wonder Woman doesn't feel like it's in the same. None of the movies feel like they're in the same universe. Gal Gadot said a few years ago it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character. And more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans. Can't wait to share her next chapter with you. One source close to the situation told Deadline that Jenkins could very well hand in another take on the superhero, but it's not evident that that will happen. There was loose talk out there that talks broke down with Henry Cavill to reprise his Superman role, despite his Instagram announcement to return before Safran and Gunn took the job. But there's no script or director or greenlight for the next Man of Steel movie. There are staffers at Warner's who remain in the dark as to what Gunn and Safran's design is, but they're focusing squarely on story and how the movies will interconnect with TV and all that other stuff that we talked about. Wonder Woman 3 was promptly announced in the wake of the theatrical day and date bombing of Wonder Woman 1984. Warner's held the movie through the pandemic, but decided to go theatrical and on HBO Max at Christmas 2020 at the first title in Jason Kilar run. Okay, Jesus. While the first Wonder Woman in 2017 was a box office revolution for a movie directed by a female, earning over $800 million, the sequel was greatly panned at 58% on Rotten Tomatoes and a B plus cinema score. Wonder Woman 1984 made $170 million. Damn, that's a lot of money that they lost. Jenkins said at the first CinemaCon that returned from COVID in August 2021 that the day and date, Wonder Woman 1984, the best choice in a bunch of bad choices at the moment, and a heartbreaking experience. And I think the best choice in a bunch of bad choices at the moment, I think this statement is the reason why Wonder Woman 3 got like canned from what they said. You know what I mean? Because you don't ever want something to be the best choice in a bunch of bad choices. So this is the best case scenario out of everything that could happen. And that's just not good. That's not a good look. That's not a good nothing. So yeah. So that's that. I don't think it plays the same on streaming ever. I'm a fan of day and date, and I hope to avoid it forever. Let's see. Meanwhile, false media reports headline that Black Adam is a big money loser. Deadline learned that the pick is going to be in the black a bit. What? Though it wasn't a big winner many were expecting, no word whether a sequel or a Hawkman spinoff movie will happen despite their intentions for him. Waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between 52 and 72 million at almost 400 worldwide. We are building our new franchise step by step. First Captain America did 370 million for the DC future. I had no idea about that point. That's something that whenever people be talking they shit, people never compare numbers like this, right? Like, yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see what's gonna happen. I know that DC. I know DC right now is riddled with I don't want to say haters, but I want to say people that don't want anyone else other than Zack Snyder to do what he wants to do with it. And man, Zack Snyder got Netflix now, and he has Rebel Moon. So I don't even know if Zack would want to do DC stuff like that, because Zack Snyder is a creative mind to where he wants to create his own stuff. Like, I believe he wants to create his own universe of superheroes, probably. You know what I mean? Like, that's his rendition of Superman and his rendition of those characters and whatnot. And I think that with all of the things that's going on with James Gunn and Peter Safran, I think it's a possibility that Zack Snyder would come back and complete what he has to do. Or at least not complete what he has to do, but, create something new with James and Peter. But I just don't see that being the best decision for DC to make right now. I like I said, I've said it before, I like Man of Steel, but that's not Superman. You know what I mean? That once again, I've said this a lot, that's not a comic book movie. It's just a movie with superheroes in it, It's a movie based off of superheroes. It's not a movie based off of the comic book. It's very different. It's a rendition, it's his take on it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I like Man of Steel. It's a good movie. I was like blown away when I saw it, but I wasn't leaving the theater being like, "Oh man, that was Superman was awesome." It was like, "Nah, man, Man of Steel was dope." You know what I mean? Man of Steel. That's not like Superman is the Man of Steel, but the Man of Steel isn't Superman, right? Like, I don't know. I digress. But I think if anybody can make the future of DC work in a good way, balance the seriousness with the whimsical and not the whimsical, but the hope. You know what I mean? Superman is about hope, my guy. He's the dawn of hope. Like that's what he is. He's hope. Is the personification of hope and justice. And when you get neither of those things, it's a little weird for me. So I think that James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to do their damnness to make DC be what DC is and what DC has always been, whether you've been a kid or an adult or anything, right? There's always been a more serious side and a serious tone to DC, but that doesn't mean that it's dark all the time, right? It doesn't mean it's a dark tone and everything. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm hoping that we do get just better versions of stuff. I always forget that all of the people that are playing these characters are old people. Like, I'm not trying to say like they're old people, but they're all a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? They're all a little bit older on the older side. So we're not getting we're not even getting an iteration like that. You know, I don't know. I digress. But still, I'm not saying they're all old people or anything like that. I'm just saying they're older. Like Henry Cavill is like older. He's like 40 plus, my guy. Like these people are all like 40 plus, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, I don't know, man. When I want to see Superman, I don't know if I want to see somebody that's 40 plus playing Superman. That might just be me, but I think if we could get like a younger slate of people that are coming in and can be these characters for a longer period of time, like it's been 10 years since the first Man of Steel movie. That's like, we had so many Marvel movies in that time. Like Iron Man has literally been born and died in the time that it's taken to get a better, like not even a better, just another movie. Like the whole the whole Infinity Saga has happened. And it's like, I don't think James Gunn and Peter Safran are looking at building a 10-year plan off of the backs of Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, I just don't see that happening. And that just might be me, like I said. That might just be me. I might be alone on that hill, but I just don't personally think that that's going to be a thing that they're doing. And I don't think it's going to be good for the brand. I don't think it's good for any of that stuff. Like, we're literally going into the future of stuff. Like, when we start 10 years from now, are they going to be able to do this? Like, are they going to be even wanting to still be working out as hard as people got to work out to be in these movies and shit like that? Is that what they really looking to do? I don't think so. Like, I don't think so, bro. I just don't think that's a thing, man. So I'm here for whatever does occur, but at the same time, am I? I don't know. I just want to I want to know what James Gunn's ideas are. I want to know what the plans are for the future. And I think once we get kind of an understanding of that plan, then we can know what's going on. I honestly don't care about any of the other movies that's coming out for DC. I don't. They do. Their margins do. They pockets definitely do. But do I? No, I really don't. Like Shazam, am I going to see Shazam? Yeah. Am I hyped for Shazam? No. Am I hyped for Aquaman 2? No. Am I hyped for the Flash movie? No, I'm not hyped for anything that's DC. I'm just going to be honest. I'm hyped for the future of DC. No, I'm lying about that. I'm hyped for Blue Beetle. I am actually hyped for Blue Beetle. I will say that. I'm hyped for Blue Beetle. I'm hyped for Peacemaker Season 2. I am hyped for those things. I will not lie. But as far as anything else goes, that's where the hype ends. Like, the hype is ending right there. And when it comes to Blue Beetle, I'm going to talk about Blue Beetle for a little bit. When it comes to Blue Beetle, I think we're going to be looking at a very similar situation with Black Adam. Black Adam is not a household name, okay? It's household to it's in the nerd house. It's not in the regular person's house, right? It's in the nerd compound, but it's not in the regular person's house. Like, it's not a household name. It's a nerd name. That's just it. If you say Black Adam to someone just normal, they're not going to know who that is. Same way a lot of people didn't know who Shazam was, right? Like, these are not like, well, Shazam is a little bit more household than Black Adam is, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, these are not household stories, names, understandings. Like Teth Adams. People don't even know that Black Adam's name is Teth. That's not something that people know. The way that people know Superman is Clark Kent, people don't know that Black Adam is Teth. That's not just a wide run. It's just not understood. So, with that being said, when they're taking these characters and they're trying to do the Disney thing, the Marvel thing, let's take these characters that are known by the nerddom and let's make them a household name, like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that, right? Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is now a household name. Like, people know who Groot is. People know who Drax the Destroyer is. People know Star-Lord. Like, they know who these characters are. And before, I don't think a lot of people did, except for the people like us that are reading the comics, and we know them from we know about Drax having Thanos locator ability. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, we know that. Not the normal person is gonna know that. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how they handle the future of DC, because we want the big three. We want the Justice League. We want Green Lantern. We want all of these things, but it's like, do we go and try to cast a new Green Lantern when we have all of these other characters already cast? Can we cast a younger Green Lantern? Like, are we going to try to go with a legacy thing for DC, which is what I personally think DC should do? I think DC would be a lot better with the legacy stuff than Marvel is, right? Like, every character in DC has a sidekick. Marvel characters have sidekicks, but DC is like household names, right? Like, that's the household name for that. Like, people know about the Flash's sidekick, and everyone knows about their sidekicks, and that, like, they know that. If you know DC, you know Robin, right? If you know that, it just comes hand in hand. So I don't know if they're gonna go that way with the live action universe, but I think that they would highly benefit from it. And we're going to see when Blue Beetle comes out, with the money that it makes as well, how that does in the grand scheme of things versus like Black Adam and, of course, the other slate of movies that there are. Because if it hits numbers the same as Black Adam, it's like, okay, well, or if it's numbers lower than Black Adam, we know that it was because of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that movie even got crazy like that, So I'm here for it. I'm here for the future of DC. I'm here for the slate of everything. Honestly, I'm here for to see what's going to happen next. But I just really hope that they make good decisions and make good choices. Because these are things that, as kids, we never thought we were going to be able to see it happen live action for real. And then we did. And then we only got to see it like once. And then we never got to see it again. So, with all that being said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and vibing with me today on today's news flash. We've talked about we've just talked about a multitude of some things today. It's definitely been vibey. If you guys haven't already, make sure you drop a like on the video because you know it helps out tremendously around these parts. I'm going to be watching, like I said, I'm going to be watching Avatar: The Way of Water tomorrow. So there probably won't be a news flash for tomorrow, but there will be that movie review, and then probably Friday I'll go live and come with the full movie review and whatnot. So yeah, I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, you follow me on social media at Sensei Finito on Instagram, Twitter, all the stuff, because you can stay up to date with all the stuff that I post and talk about and tweet about. Because for my stuff and for my takes, for a lot of the theories and stuff that I come up with and all that, that's where you want to go to. Is you want to check me out at Sensei Finito. But if you want to vibe out with, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest news and the content that we post here at Marvel Bros, you can follow us at Marvel Bros on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms. We're on them. So make sure you drop a follow to stay up to date with all the latest news. Follow me on Twitch, because I will be going live on Twitch later today, playing some COD, probably playing something. We will be chilling. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate all of you. Shout out to Pina Colada, Marisu, Renato, Team Samurai, Derpy, all you guys. I appreciate all of you. You guys are definitely dubs, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. So don't forget, you got to stay awesome, stay nerdy, and stay marvelous. Excelsior.
you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update,